Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I have not been posting anything in months, but honestly I haven't been creative at all overall. I just have had not any, creative juices in a long time, and that is totally normal. Like, having an art block is something so normal. Every artist goes through it. It's like periods of times where you just don't feel like creating anything. However, for this year I am making it my goal that I do not want to wait for inspiration to happen, and instead I want to go a different route, but I will talk about that in the end of this video. First, I want to review what I've kind of done this last year, and just to get you up to date on where I am just overall, just because it's good to reflect before you set your new goals and all of that, and figure out what works and doesn't work. And I don't want to go in too much depth, and just, yeah, I'm always talking. And I found it ironic because a year ago I did a similar video to this. I talked about like I wanted to start my art career and whatever, and now I'm here again, whoop whoop, which just proves that I do need to change certain things in my mindset and all that, which is going to be a big focus in the next year. And maybe you're also somewhere in between, like, I don't know what to do, how can I start? You're just a bit, limited by being a bit of a perfectionist, which just yesterday Thomas Frank posted a video about perfectionism, and like, you're talking to me. Okay, that's nice. But like, I'm not very perfectionistic in a lot of other things, but like when it comes to videos, I don't know what it is. I have a certain standard in my mind that I want things to look good. Even though I have a super small channel, I had no success so far, which has never been an issue for me. It's never been like a priority to be going big on YouTube. I just always loved the video editing and just the creation of it, because I love YouTube so much overall. Somehow I've also blocked myself because I just put myself on a higher pedestal. I think like it's not good enough. I've started videos several times this year. It's not like I've done nothing, but every time I start, I'm like, it's not good enough. And I want to get out of that mindset. Again, there's a few things I want to change in next year. But again, first, let's go back into 2020. Now, 2020 for me was not a bad year. In fact, it was quite a successful year. Challenging, but it was interesting for everyone. But I think for me, it was very overwhelming and very stressful. But it's a year that I've grown so much by just finally finishing something that I was very wary about. I always thought I could never do it. I finally finished my degree to becoming a nurse in 2020 in November, and again, stressful, a lot of final papers and a lot of work, and yeah, stress. Okay, I love it. No, I don't. But the point is that I am so proud of myself that I finally finished something, and it has just opened so much more for me, because I have decided on the beginning of the year that I would just focus on that and not focus on like art and whatever, because I can't do everything at the same time, which I know a lot of you guys try to do. And I personally just had to realize, like, do one thing at a time. And right now it was nursing, and I'm glad I did it. I still love this profession. I am so glad, and it's a blessing that I have a job that I love doing and passionate about, and I can do, because a lot of people have no jobs and whatever. It's something that I really love doing, and I'm glad I finally just finished that degree. And yeah, I get more money. Oh my god. Can I just brag for a second? I've been living on very little money these last 2 years, and I wouldn't have admitted at the time, but yes, it was very stressful. I started a new job in November, and like after 2 months I have the same amount of money that I had like 6 months ago, which is just like, I'm so happy that I can afford stuff, and I can focus my energy on different things and not always money. So I'm not saying that I was like the poorest, but I am very grateful that I finally just can treat myself to certain things. It's beautiful. Not only have I been in school, I've also lived 2 years now in Lucerne, which is crazy. So moving out from home was a big thing. And now these last few weeks and months, I've been actually living alone, because my sister has moved out because of work. And I've thought about like getting somebody else in, but currently I'm just living alone, and I can really tell like this is just good for me to develop my own self. I know it sounds cheesy, but I really needed to say this, and for myself, really this video is for myself, that I have done stuff. I have managed to finish things, and I can be proud of it. And that same energy I want to bring into 21, not just feeling of I don't know where I am, what I'm doing, I'm spiraling out of control. I currently feel very grounded and happy in what I do, and I have a lot of energy to do more. And when I was finishing up in November my course, I was immediately like, oh, I want to go on the next degree. I'm thinking about going into social work. I have tons of ideas and things because I love learning. I don't have the mindset that once you're finished with one degree, you just start working and that's it. I feel like I'm gonna be learning my entire life, and that is fine. Like, I know, again, so cheesy. Life is not a destination, it's a journey, and I am so interested in where I'm gonna go. In the next 5 years, so much can change, and maybe it's just me kind of seeing all the possibilities. And I am, again, happy that I'm healthy, that my family is healthy, and there's can always be something going on that you cannot control. But when it comes to my decisions or what I want to do, I feel like I have tons of options, and I really appreciate it. Again, what I had to realize in all of these changes is that I had to make a priority, and learning is not something strictly for a school setting. I will definitely go back to school, I know that, but it's not something I have to do right now, meaning like in spring or in autumn and applying, because that would mean that I had to save up the money and all of that stress. And when I think about it, I want to do more art too, and I will kid myself that, oh, I'm just going to do school and all of that and do art just willy-nilly, just whenever. That will not happen. In the last 5 years, I've never put art as a priority, and it, for that reason, has never gone anywhere. And that makes me sad, because that was something that I've always dreamt of, and I've never really felt like I could do it. And I had a talk with my family about it, like, what should I do? Is it even worth it? Do I even want to do it right now? Because there's never too late to start things. You can do anything with 30 or whatever. And so it's not like I have to do it all right now, but having this passion and just pushing it away because you just feel like it's not the right time or you're not good enough. There's so many more emotions going into it that I really had to sit myself down and just think, do I really want to do this? And the answer was pretty clear. It was yes. For 2021, I want to give this art career thing a chance. And that meant that I had to put other things on hold and make different priorities. So there's a whole bunch of things that I want to learn and do, and I am planning on starting a new series in 2021 called Seriously, where it's all about my journey to becoming a serious artist, because I realized that YouTube is also interconnected with this, and I'm not sure like how both of these things can look and be together, if that makes sense. Like if I think about me being an artist, I've never fully fleshed out what that meant for me. And the first step will just be to figure out what I actually want with my art career and where I want to go. Does it mean that I need to go to school or learn on my own or have a YouTube channel, have a website? There's so many things that I still need to learn and I want to figure out what I want. I don't know if that made sense. I think overall what has changed a lot with myself and my life, I guess, is that I've just grown a lot, and I've grown much more confident in who I am and what I want to be. And that confidence is definitely what I need for if I want to go into an art career, because I feel very insecure about a lot of things, very like I don't deserve it, which I know is bad to think, but that's a thing that I want to get out of. Because when I think back at myself at 15, I'm 25, 15-year-old me would be so proud of where I am right now at this moment. 15-year-old me would have never thought that at 25 I would be living this life. And it's not a glam life by all means, but at 15 I just felt nothing about myself. I didn't think I deserved anything. I just felt like I will get what I will get. I didn't have any desires and needs. I didn't have any big dreams because I just felt very, very little about myself, which is a horrible way to think about yourself. You are inherently worth everything you want. Seriously, you are not worth less just because you don't have a certain thing or just because you feel like you're not worth it. I wanted to make that clear, and I think that is something that has stuck with me quite long. And especially, again, when I go back to 15, I thought that I wouldn't be working with people because I was quite shy and antisocial. I didn't have a lot of friends. So I thought I could never work with people. And I also thought that I could never be an artist because, you know, other people were better, or again, I didn't deserve it, or I just wasn't called out to be an artist. I thought that was just the way it went. And 10 years later, I am somebody who works with people. I've learned so much. It's not something that just came to me just like that. I had to actively grow and learn and go through so much, but I've learned it and I've done it. And so in that way, why cannot I not be also a artist? And I know I'm the only one who is blocking myself. Like, nobody else is telling you like, oh no, you can't do this. You're the only one who is telling yourself like, no. But I just want to make that example that you have those misconceptions of yourself maybe from a very long time ago, and it's good to just have a close look at them, be like, you know what, I can do it, or I can at least try. And for me, a big thing that scares me when it comes to being an artist is the fear of failing. That is probably the strongest thing that is holding me back right now, just the fear of not doing it good, and I'm so just like paralyzed, and the whole perfectionism comes in with that, I guess. I think it's also a sign that it's very important to me. I think I've read a quote about this, but I can't remember. But it's like, if it's so important to you, or if you're so afraid that you will fail, then it must be very important, which I feel like is very true, because it's something that I'm so passionate about. I'm like, what if it doesn't go well? Then like, what do I have? And you never know. You just need to try it. And so again, we're going around in circles. That's what I want to do in 2021. I don't want to set goals, but I want to set like systems and build systems and get into habits and routines, and also the mindset, having like a weekly schedule, or like setting priorities. Now I'm going to paint, I'm going to do this. Or also the knowledge thing, just reading a lot more about how artists think. I have tons of books that I want to read all about habits and systems and success and all of that, because I do think there's so many resources out there, and I just need to apply them to myself. And I think that is the way I can go. And just sitting here like, oh, I would like to do this, and not do any planning will not work. It has proven time and time again on myself. So really this year I will make a different focus. I want to have some action going on. I hope this makes sense. I think I will make a different video on my goals setting. I know, again, cliche, but just like how I want to make like quarterly goals and what I want to set on priorities. And I think it will go well with my series again, which I will also make like an introduction, because why not just talk more in depth? Because I feel like these videos will just be very long and tedious. I don't know like how you feel about these sit down videos, but I want to take the focus away in general with YouTube of like the visual speed painting right above, and go more into the whole journey and sharing my experience to becoming a series artist, whether that means like doing more vlogs or sharing pieces that I'm painting, of course, but not having like the primary focus on like, oh, I'm gonna paint something, post it, and maybe talk about something. I want to have the main focus on my journey to becoming this artist that I want to be in the future. Again, I don't know if it makes sense. I have it in my head, and I should just do videos about it, even if they're not perfect. I think it will be good to just have them online. So if you are also thinking about starting a new journey, whether that's art or any other kind of passion, you can see like, okay, this is the beginning and it can only get better from here. And there's a ton of stuff you can do right now in little tiny steps, and I want to take you guys along. And I would also love to hear your advice, your experience, all of that. I would love to know what your passion is for this year or for the future. Maybe you are also in this position that you would really want to do something, but you have other priorities, and I think that is totally valid and fine. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough to do that thing, or that you should do all at the same time. You need to structure for yourself what is your priority. So subscribe if you want to see more from me and want to follow my journey. And I overall just want to say thank you to all of you guys who have been supporting me for over, oh my god, like 5 years on YouTube, which is just crazy. And I overall have learned a lot with YouTube, and I still am very interested in all of that, like just the filming and video editing, all of that. But I want to learn so much more about it, like about editing and systems, and just being more self-sufficient with it, and again, all of that, I really do like it, and I learned so much from the internet, so that's why I love it. It's just my teacher. I always say I'm internet taught, and it's just so true. So I really hope I can help somebody else with this journey too. Thank you guys for sticking with me for so long. I definitely need to check out all of you guys' channels because I've been so neglectful. I have not been on the internet commenting, everything like that, so there's so much to catch up on. But I feel like if I don't do it now, then it will not happen, and I don't want to say like, oh, it's too late or whatever. Like, I don't know, like, there's just gonna be a new season. We're gonna see if the season is good, but I'm pretty positive about it. That's all I can say. So if you're interested in my journey, then please consider subscribing. Let me know what your current passion, projects, dreams, whatever it is. I would love to know. And also check out my Instagram. I mean, I haven't been too active on it, but I want to make more like artwork for myself and post it and not be too overwhelmed. Like, I don't want to just create artwork for Instagram or whatever, but you know, all of that. And really want to connect with you guys, so I just probably should hit you up and talk about like stuff or whatever. So that is one of the goals for this year, is to connect more with people and to learn from each other. So that is it for this video. Let me know what you think of this whole idea, and I will see you soon. So goodbye.